Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we took a day off due to illness. Didn't go into work today because I was still feeling a little infectious, but not so infectious that I couldn't stream a little Hearthstone. I'm wearing a lot of green today. I got my Christmas sweater, got my green artillery logo. So we're gonna be a little bit transparent today because I'm a big believer in transparency, right? Ah, yes. Look at this. Look at this deck. Let me just throw at you. Let me just say, I keep thinking that something is clipping my hair. Doesn't it look like my head is actually being cut off? The green screen border is like right here, but like look at this. This actually looks like something's wrong. See, I have to tilt my head to the side, and even then it looks like there's a shear. I should probably get that fixed. But let me just run by the deck concept to you. All right, check it. Frost Giant costs 1 less for each time you used your hero power this game. Okay? Okay? Think about that. All right. Guess how much it's going to cost? 0. That's right. That's how much it's going to cost. 0. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to Thorson this charge down to 2. Okay? So now we have a 10-8 Frost Giant with charge. I have 2 Faceless manipulators here, so that we have 3 10-8s with charge. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Do you catch my drift? Do you see what I'm throwing down here? And so then we're just gonna OTK him. So the rest of the deck is make shields, not war. Stay alive, clear the board. So we can clear him up with a little frosty burst. Thank you for all the pseudo-sexual commentary on my haircut. Really appreciate that. It makes me feel all flustery. A little flustered, Buster.
You asked for it.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss back everything but our good old weaponry and our remover. Oh, yes. Ow, baby. I'm real excited with Standard to see if more Faceless Manipulator makes its way into Zamita. Charge Giants by the rays of the sun, says Striker 10.
I'll show them all.
I'm also running 2 Revenges in here. It's pretty relevant against these secret Paladins. Gryden says, dude, Day9 looks 7 years younger with that cut. If I shave my head, I'd look 14. It's pretty cool, man. Ah, spell slang it. Let's go ahead and equip a weapon. I don't like Spell Slinger as a card. I'm happy it's getting out. What are my formats? What are my feelings on formats being added to Hearthstone? We talked about this on Tuesday, but I think there are few things that could possibly be better than formats for Hearthstone. I mean, everyone who's one of my buddies knows that I'm just like over the moon. Oh my god, I'm so excited, man. I gotta be a little careful not to mill it. He just hit me twice, though. I'm just very aware. Very aware of the fact that I can, in fact, in some which way, mill myself. This could be a counter spell. So, this looks a little weird, but this will bring me to 9 for sure. It's probably a counter spell. Perfect. Per-frickin-fect. I don't need an Avenge with my combo deck. What are you talking about? John Boy, 656, and Mika, 619, and King What, 117. Alright, so this could be, let's see, I want to start armoring up Okay. So one of these is a mirror entity. I want to make sure that I collect a lot of armor. Because right now my Frost Giant is 8, I believe. Frost Giant, charge. 2 Faceless manipulators. I am not sure what to make of this little man here. It was a little frustrating, but that's okay. So it'll go to 3.
I can take the hit.
Ah, yes, it's fine.
I can take the hit.
Alright. Charlie Mops is down. What is your opinion of Blizzard's focus on what the player feels? Is that something you're doing with Atlas? What do you mean, Charlie Mops? I think that what the player feels is, like, the most important thing. Forgotten Torch. Dude, I gotta say, game feel is so critical. You can do a lot wrong in a game, and then you just get it to feel really good, and you're in totally good shape. Let's just keep digging deep, man. Like, what's a game that just feels really good to play? Rocket League. Oh, Rocket League. Oh my god, Rocket League. I mean, it's so important to just make the game feel really wonderful to play. Like, this is one of the things that's wonderful about Hearthstone, is that it just feels so good to just, like, armoring them. It's so wonderful. That's so wonderful. And there are ways in which I try to do this in Atlas. There are ways in which this just happens in Atlas without me even attempting to. So I'm going to go ahead and toss down the Shield Maiden in case this is a mirror entity. 5. Oh, so Charlie Mop says, Ben Brode uses that word many times in every video. For instance, part of the reason he doesn't want to balance old cards is because it doesn't feel good to come back to the game and have a card be different. I see what you're referring to now. I bet you we're gonna find a... No more bets. So, let's separate this out, because the word feel has many things that it could be referring to, that could be being talked about. For instance, in Rocket League, there is the feel to how a jump goes, or how a dodge roll goes, or... Kitty, stop meowing at the door, there's nothing at the door! So,
What to do?
if someone said, what are you trying to work on today in Rocket League? You might say, I'm trying to get the feel correct with this dodge roll. It just feels clunky. It doesn't feel accurate and nice, you know? And if someone said that to me, I would be like, I totally am on board with what you're going for. Do I want to Baronet? I gotta cast something, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so I mean, that's like a robust thing to work on. There are other aspects to feel that are about perception. Where, for instance, I'll take Baron Geddon. Baron Geddon can do some really strong things to the board. If you have an aggressive deck and someone plays Baron Geddon, it can really mess up your day. But it doesn't feel like it's necessarily bullshit. Which is very different from when Mind Control cost 8 mana, and Blizzard identified that it was actually fair. Mind Control did actually not have a balance problem associated with it, but it just felt so bad to play against that they made it 10 mana. And people were like, alright, cool, that's nice. So, there's again that perception thing. There's many different categories of things that a feel, an incorrect feel, could be referring to. So in the case specifically brought up by Charlie Mop, where Ben Brode talks about it, does it feel good to come back? This is something that... I guess my turns are going to continue to be clear. Whoa! He's gotta have some sort of scary ice block going on there. So, I mean, you know, when I hear secondhand from you that Ben Brode said that it doesn't feel good to come back and have the cards different, there's a certain type of player for whom I could understand that, you know, like... Let's say, you know, I played Handlock when the game first came out, and then I come back and Mountain Giants are just gone. They just don't work anymore. Don't even exist in the game. They've been totally cut. And I'm just like, oh man, but that was my cool play, man. I loved that. That sucks. But I personally think that there has been a little bit too much concern. On Blizzard's side about... I don't know what this deck is. I couldn't tell you if you asked me what this deck is. I feel like there's been a little bit too much concern about certain player experiences that I just don't quite get. I don't quite get. Like, I feel like the wonderful benefit of Hearthstone as a digital game is the fact that you can change and balance and tune cards all the time. And I can imagine someone saying, well, wouldn't it feel bad to have your deck change all the time? Wouldn't that be a problem? And then I'd say, okay, well, let's go look into the wild. Let's look and see what other evidences there are of people having done this. And then I think it would be very easy to look at League of Legends and go, alright, they in fact have done this to great success. I'm slamming here because I don't want to draw the card. So we shouldn't be that worried about it. If League of Legends and Dota 2 can patch their games ultra frequently, maybe we can patch our games as well ultra frequently, and it'll be okay. I feel like there is a different kind of merit to what Ben Brode's talking about, specifically for the collectible card game genre. Hey-o. Oh, what am I doing? I'm like trying to answer this question. Yeah, I think I may have just like lost the game for myself, whatever. YOLO, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna shield slam this. Slam that, I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Boy, I literally declared what the combo was, and then I'm like really into this discussion. That's okay.
Be rich.
For any of you curious, I'm deliberately not slamming because I might have to win this by going into fatigue. Ooh, this is fortunate. So there's something about a collectible card game that's really important to note, which is that owning a collection and having the thing, wanting it, and then getting it is a really well understood, common, like, decades of reference type thing that you have to be very, very concerned and aware of if you're making a collectible card game where someone... Alright, we're fine. Where someone might say, I really want to save up and get, I don't know, Alexstrasza. I want to get a golden Alexstrasza because I think Alexstrasza is awesome. And then after you've worked and gone through that entire process, you don't even get to say, I have it. It's just gone. It's gone from your little knuckles. And that feels bad. So these are the sort of things that I sympathize with in terms of the design struggles with Hearthstone. But even that said, I definitely feel that Blizzard is slightly too cautious when it comes to, well, like an emergency coolant. I gotta get him to fatigue. I think I have just the one Faceless manipulator left. If there was a way to give him an additional health, that would be great. Let's hope this... I think we're gonna have to win this in fatigue, man. So yeah, so I think that was probably a little... If I were the lead designer of Hearthstone, I would be much less conservative. What I would probably do is structure event times, you know? Like, every 2 months there will be a balance patch. And make an event out of it or something like that. Okay, so let's see here. If there was just a way to...
I'm almost out of cards.
I'm almost out of cards! What if he's an OTK mage? We could be dead. See, I gotta be real careful.
You require my assistance? Aha!
This is really bad. I don't know if there's anything that I can do about this.
Aha!
If he has a whole bunch of Sorcerer's Apprentices, we're more than likely dead. I don't think there's any way I can actually win this one. If that's an ice block, that is. He's just gonna burn my little face down. I think that was actually an error.
Aha! Aha!
Let's compute how much damage we're gonna take next turn. I'm gonna take 15. This is actually a problem. So he has a Reno Jackson in hand. This is an ice block. I think chat does not understand what's going on. So this is not lethal. This is ice block. The fatigue will leave him at 10, or he will be at 10 health when the ice block pops, and he has a Reno Jackson in hand. That's why we're not going for it. I think I'm just gonna... I'm gonna wait one more turn. I mean, this just kind of stinks, but... I'm hoping he just does something derpy. Yeah, maybe it doesn't get any better anyways.
Aha! Aha!
A million fireballs.
Aha! Aha!
Well, here's the combo that we wanted to do. It would be cool if this just won, but... Boo.
Well played.
And then he Renos. I could have played that a little more correctly if I had identified earlier what he was doing. And then I just would have not drawn as much. Are you feeling better? Yeah, I'm feeling alright. Still feeling a little sick.
Garrosh versus Jaina.
Did you see Brian Kibler's response to the HearthStone standard? I read briefly about it, but I haven't seen it in full. The other alternative there was to just play a whole bunch of giants and clear his board. And then he would have cleared mine and I would have had to win strictly on fatigue. I missed lethal? How did I miss lethal? I was trying to find a way to hit lethal. Oh, Chronos is basically BMK thinks that classic cards should rotate to or have core sets. I like that quite a lot. I think that's very smart.
Speak to me.
Yeah, I mean, like, there comes a point where you don't need to reinvent the wheel. I mean, I'm talking about this a lot at work lately. Like, there's... I mean... There's a lot of just history with collectible card games. Where you don't need to say, alright, how do we figure out? Yeah.
Bring the pain.
Yeah, there's just this, like, how do we solve the problem in our new way? Well, you don't have to do that all the time. You can just look at the years of history of collectible card games and say what's actually worked. Oh, my eyes hurt. Ugh.
Bring out your.
I've been watching a new K-drama called It's Okay, That's Love. And it's awesome! Oh my god. It's incredible, Steven. It's so sick. King what? I played the piano. Don't play anything else. Sheriff's being such a meower today. No! She's doing a little Mario noise by the door again. Alright. Let's bash him in the face. Let's do this, dude. Start dropping our giant. What was I talking about just a second ago? I was talking about something that really interested and intrigued me.
You want it? I got it.
Youches. I love the ethereal conjurer. Yeah, oh dude, it's okay, that's love. Yeah, yeah, oh. It's so sick. Let's get that card going. I think it's okay to slam here. I actually am going to be drawing so deep into my deck, I'm not that worried about it. Okay. Alright. Actually, I'm just gonna run out just a card. I think it's more worth it. Even if there is a mirror entity. I think that's okay.
Welcome to the Grand Tournament, champion.
Thomas Casey, do you feel sorry for David Kim and Browder for the way they try hard to be transparent but get abused every day on the internet? Yeah, I really do. I really do. And I think that the core of it comes from the fact that, like, the creative process is just something that is not, by and large, spoken about that much. Like, just in general contexts. Oh. Got yourself another Justicar. And so, like, I'm just gonna contrive an example for a moment. No, not the double fireball.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
So here's my little contrived example. Suppose for a moment that there's a particular hero matchup in Heroes of the Storm that sucks right now. Let's just suppose that that is the case.
Someday I'll be just like you.
I've seen people type things like, I cannot believe that Dustin Browder thinks that that hero matchup is fair. I cannot believe that he thinks that. But of course, by no means is the existence of it imply that it is a deliberate choice. So much of what makes a game interesting is the fact that the designer doesn't actually have control over everything that's going on. And it's the players that come up with and create interesting things. So much of the joy comes from that. I think we might die here. I hope it's not. Okay. So I mean that ugh. This is bad. Go. See, King Llama says, aren't a lot of people forgetting that Blizzard Activision is still a company which bottom line is to make money? I mean, kind of. I mean, that's an argument that people use, but I think that folks rarely actually think about what the implications of making that argument are.
Let the pain speak to me.
Okay. I can give this charge right now and hit. I'm just gonna try to pull off the combo. There's a way for me to survive here. Yeah, so I mean, like, I'm gonna do the comparison of business to playing. Actually, I mean, I always just start with this. I'll do a Hearthstone analogy for once. Yeah. Okay, so in Hearthstone, technically, my goal as a player is to win. Right? Technically, my goal is to win. But that doesn't mean that everything I do is based around winning. For instance, just this very turn, I think that probably the correct play is to charge this thing, hit that, and then I have some probability of being able to actually stay alive. Oh, that's a great draw. Execute this, hit that. I believe that that might actually be the correct thing, but I'm playing this deck because I think it would be fun to pull off an OTK. Right? And I'm gonna tune this deck, and I'm gonna make decisions to help me win. All decks in Hearthstone are trying to win, trying to get something cool to let you win. But not everyone is strictly in a business just, it's about the bottom line. So, for instance, what is the claim that Blizzard makes? Do I have enough to kill? Not quite enough. What is the claim that Blizzard is making when they're creating a game? 5, 6, 7. This has to be a very exact outcome. Not on my face! Oh, shit! Blizzard's claim is that if they make a really high-quality product, if they make a really high-quality game that makes players very, very happy, that they will then be able to turn that into money. So, in fact, a lot of what Blizzard does is to try to make the game as high-quality and good and satisfying as humanly possible. And so, if someone says, I'm angry because this hero matchup sucks, it's in Blizzard's best interest to help make that better and to help improve that. And I think one of the perfect examples of this is League of Legends with Riot, where Riot just works on making League of Legends great. Years into the release, they re-arted the whole map. They're continuing to add features. They just added in the new matchmaker. They just continue to make this awesome because they just make the experience more awesome, which makes the players happier, which makes them more comfortable and content to put money into the game. So whenever someone says the argument, well, aren't they, you gotta remember they're just doing it for the money, there's always this weird stank where the implication is it's beneficial to the company to fuck the end user over. And with a game, I think that very, very rarely is that the case. I think the only circumstances in which I can imagine a good business justification for doing that would be, well, we're just trying to ship a boxed product. Don't let anyone know that the game's shit. Try to get them to pre-order and buy. And then when it comes out, whatever, it doesn't matter. We already have their money. That's the only circumstance where I can actually really imagine someone trying to mess with the end user. And even then, that's going to come at a really a brutal and terrible cost later on down the line for that company. So I think it's very easy to make that argument, but I think there needs to be the extra thought in there, because really whenever someone says, well, they're just doing it for the money, I don't even think of that as a reasonable comment. I think of that as there's an angry person. Because very often the people who are doing the loudest complaining are not actually the people who've paid any money in these circumstances. And I think another really good example is like, here's one of the easiest examples. These, I can pay 10 bucks for these. I don't. I think that's too much money. And my thought process ends there. I think Medivh at $10 is way, way too much money. I would pay like $6 for this, not 10. And I don't complain, I just don't buy it. So I actually have a lot more to say about this. So let's go ahead and take a break. This is a good break time. And let's listen to some excellent music for about a minute while I get some more water. On a break.